And to be there in person is to really understand how engaged the fan base is, right? It's not
Yeah.
just a great show. It's an interactive show, right? From the get-go, from the start. I mean, I don't. Do you still do it every game where you're picking a fan who gets to have one replay where the
Oh yeah.
captain or I can't remember? Yeah, tell us about that. I mean,
Man,
just the
man
fact
down.
that if you
Yeah.
catch the ball, he's out. Like they're involved in the game.
Yeah, 100%. And then when we score our first run, our players will run through the crowd, high-fiving fans. We are breaking down the barriers because I think that's what makes the game great. I remember if you guys heard the When It Was a Game, the old documentary many years ago, and they showed players during spring training meeting with the fans and fans bringing them cookies. And like I watched, I was like, the game used to be like that. And then obviously, as it's grown, it's tough. You got to keep some confines, but we want to keep breaking down those barriers. And so our players will interact with our fans. They'll be in the crowd. We'll be passing out roses to little girls during the game. We'll be dancing with the fans in the crowd. And you know what? It gives great purpose to these guys to understand, who they're playing for. And when they see the fans and the response, I mean, we were in Houston and, I mentioned Clemens, but Roy Oswalt also joined us and he came off the mound and Jake Peavy was interviewing him. And Oswalt said that was louder than any World Series game he's ever been a part of. And like, that's wild to hear from me. And I just hope we can continue this. And it's obviously at Fenway, it's going to be as big as it gets. So we're excited.
It's pretty fascinating, right? Like you guys are garnering more and more and more interest. This elevated kind of this snowball effect that's occurring with the passion for this at a time when minor league baseball, which you were a part of, has been contracting, right? Like the number of minor league teams has contracted. How do you reconcile these two developments? Like, how do you view the appetite for baseball as entertainment at a time when maybe the form that it's taken seems to be, has had some issues over the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we work really well with Major League Baseball. And I think there's, they're the best baseball players in the world. And we're not trying to have the best baseball players in the world. We're trying to have the most entertaining players in the world. And I think with minor league baseball, it's very clear. Your role is to develop as a player to be one of the best baseball players in the world. And they do a great job of that. And then the minor leagues, obviously, I know so many of those operators. We've gone to so many of their stadiums. They do a great job in keeping it fun. But again, it's very clear what the goal is, and it's for those players to develop. And I appreciate that. I understand that. Our goal is to create the most entertaining and best possible fan experience in sports. And so we don't have as much red tape. We have the opportunity to do things that you probably can't do when you have a $9 million signing bonus and a top pick. You got to be more strategic. I get it. But I think we can coexist. And I hope that we're helping to bring more fans to the games, to these ballparks. And obviously Major League Baseball and their farm systems are bringing us more players, that because there is less minor league teams and independent players, they're reaching out to us as we grow this game. So I'm excited because I think it's only going to help each other. I want to play at more major league stadiums and bigger stadiums and bring this game to more people. And hopefully we'll continue to work together and really do what's best for the youngsters and building this game in the future.
Great ideas, great visions often take root because the timing is right? And the bananas and party animals and firefighters, they all come along in the TikTok age, right? So much of what happens, a great trick catch, a great trick play, a dance you do after a home run, whatever it is, right? It lends it. I mean, the party animals have more followers than any Major League Baseball team, not the bananas, the party animals, which is crazy. But how much of that was originally part of your vision? How much of that has sort of developed organically as this has grown?
Well, you look at P.T. Barnum, he said something terrible happens without promotion, nothing. And if you go back into the 1800s, P.T. Barnum, without social media, without TV, without anything, he was creating unbelievable attention by creating these acts that were larger than life. And so, I've taken a lot of inspiration from him. And, we always say attention beats marketing 1,000% of the time. We don't do any marketing. We spend $0 on marketing. Our focus is to create moments that wow fans, that are unforgettable. And then we just capture them. We're lucky. We have cameras going out all the time. And so I think it's a great timing. Social media has been wonderful for us. I just think it's how you utilize it. Instead of trying to promote people to come to your event, you create such an unbelievable experience and epic moments. Then you share that, and that draws more people wanting to see it live. So we have an amazing team. If you guys knew the amount of time we put into idea sessions and rehearsals, like every Tuesday, We have 5 different OTT sessions. I have one with the entertainment team, the broadcast team, the creative team, the marketing team, the players, and we come up with ideas, hitting entrances, celebrations, things to do in the crowd. And then we put them into our scripts that weekend. And then we do hours of rehearsals. I mean, it is an obsession with doing things, and it's hard. It's not easy. You have to have people that love it and love to do new things. And so that's why we're having success. And that's why even the firefighters are building hundreds of thousands of followers in their first week. It's because we're coming up with ideas that are unique to that brand, unique to do, that I think fans will love. And so it's a lot of work, but we love it. And it's a new challenge every single week.
Since you keep